Well, it's great to have John Fretwell with us for our 5-minute interview. How are you doing, John?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad. And you're working, but not full time at the moment. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I've been working either 2.5 or 3 days a week at the minute, which is great. Yeah, nice to have a couple of days off.
Soon to end, 8th of March. It's back to normal.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that as well. But yeah, it's been nice to have a couple of days just sort of chilling as well at home. So yeah.
Brilliant. John, how long have you been with us at City Church?
I've been about 10 years now, 10, 11 years.
Yeah. So quite some time. And in that time, you've obviously been on the worship team called Leading It with Sue for many years. You've done youth. You and Sarah oversee the 1830s, and I imagine a whole bunch of other stuff. So very much a core sort of pillar of City Church. So thanks for everything you do.
Oh, thank you.
Great. Well, let's get going with our 5 minutes. For those of you who haven't seen these before, 5 minutes, 5 questions. First two a little bit more lighthearted, and then the second 3 will delve a little bit deeper. So,
cool.
There we go. John, if you could describe yourself as an animal, what would it be?
I'd say like a lion. I like to be busy. I like to go on adventures and chase things down. But then I think at the same time, lions also have a little chill and they have a little rest. So I quite enjoy just sort of being in for an evening and watching a film with Sarah or something like that. So yeah.
Amazing answer. Now, John did not know that question was coming, but it was like he'd prepared. Good one. The second one, what's the most daring thing you've ever done?
There's a ridge going along Snowdon called Cribgoch, and it's a bit like a knife edge. And it was the first time I'd done it, and there was like a 50, 60 mile an hour wind as well, I think. And so it was like trying to cling on to this rock for dear life as we sort of made our way across the Snowdon. That was pretty hairy. Or there's a route going up Scarfell Pike that's like rock climbing, and well, it's grade 3 scramble. I remember getting myself into this situation where I looked down, couldn't see a way to go, and look up, and there wasn't a way to go either. So probably one of those two.
Now let me just check. The first one, did you say the first time you did it? So you did it more than once?
Yeah, I've done it about 3 or 4 times now.
Well, there we go. I'm not sure Sarah will be approving once she actually sees this and hears the danger, but
she's seen the videos on YouTube.
Oh dear. John is a little bit of a daredevil. Right, number 3. What has God been speaking to you most about during lockdown?
So the thing that he's speaking to me about at the minute is this idea about who's on your mic. And what I mean by that is who's the loudest voice. A microphone, it amplifies the voice. And so at the minute, I feel like God's challenging me as to say, like, what's the loudest voice in your life? Is it me? Is it something else? Is it fear or shame? Or is it anxiety? And obviously we know what the answer should be. It should be God. But is there a voice that's louder than God? I'd say that's what he's challenging me on at the minute.
Brilliant. Right, number 4. As particularly known in City Church as the worship leader, what does worship mean to you?
Worship means so much to me. I think it's such a special time where you just get to there's so many facets to it, but you've got praise where you get to sing how thankful you are to what God's done. But for me, I think the most special time in worship is that time where you get to encounter God. I think that's the moment that I live for. I think it's some of the most special times in my life and at church have been when there's just this real presence of God in the room, and it's almost like you can reach out and touch him. and you just hear his voice, either in your own heart or someone else shares something, or I think that's so special, where God's presence is just so tangible in the room. Yeah.
Great. Last one, 1 minute to go. What is your favourite scripture right now, and why?
My favourite scripture, one of them has always been a little bit of a constant, and that's Zephaniah 3:17, which says this: "The Lord your God is with you. He is mighty to save. He will take great delight in you. He will quiet you with his love, and he will rejoice over you with singing." I just love that so much, because there's so much in it. Like, the Lord your God is with you. He is mighty to save. It's kind of a bit like walking down an alleyway with Anthony Joshua. Even if there's a gang approaching, you're going to be okay. And so I find that so comforting. And then just that he will quiet you with his love. He will give you peace through whatever you're going through, or in certain situations, and he will rejoice over you with singing. I just find that a crazy thing to be written about, because it's us who rejoice over God with our singing when we come and worship him, and for him to do the same over us when we know what we're like. I just find that incredible. It's amazing that God rejoices over me, as well as I rejoice over him.
Superb. Well, John, brilliant answers. First person to go over time. I didn't want to interrupt you. 15 seconds, we can cope with that. And for those of you wondering, who's this Anthony Joshua? He's the heavyweight champion of the world, which means we've got the best boxer in the world. But for those of you who aren't into boxing, well, John, thanks so much. That was really insightful, and that's certainly, I think, something that me and Kathy have seen in you recently, is actually as you develop in your journey with God, being more in tune with what he's saying, and words and prophecies, and it's just been a real blessing to sometimes hear when you speak what God has given you, and it really impacts, well, certainly me and Kathy, but I know the church. So thanks for those answers, and thanks for all you do, and we're looking forward to one day in the future, how many weeks or months away it is, where we can sing properly, and you can be back leading us to God in worship. So thanks very much, John.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.